We are incredibly complex organisms, the most complex in the world. Why are we the way we are? Part of being human means wanting to understand who we are.
I think we have this innate curiosity about ourselves. We can all relate to kind of wondering what makes us tick.
A team of researchers from the Eccles Institute for Human Genetics and the Psychology Department at the University of Utah is taking on this challenge, trying to understand one small part of the intricate complexity of an entire human being. From genes, thoughts, aptitude, and training to understand what underlies our individuality. The ability that these researchers want to understand is one that we all use, or try to use, the ability to multitask.
Multitasking is something we do every day. There's not a person I know who doesn't do it to one level or another, so it's becoming more and more of who we are, defining our society and ourselves.
Almost everyone, unfortunately, is engaged in a cell phone conversation while driving, and so that I think most of us would consider as legitimate multitasking.
When we multitask, we aren't actually performing two tasks at once, but switching rapidly between them. Although we are unique in our ability to multitask, most of us actually aren't that good at it. But there is an exception.
We suspect that probably sprinkled among us are people who are really good at multitasking. It's probably the chef who cooks at a really high-end restaurant and all the meals are cooked to perfection. Fighter pilots, another example of that, where they have to coordinate and deal with a lot of different activities at the same time.
These high performers are known as supertaskers.
Supertaskers tend to be a special subset of our population, about 2%, who can multitask in ways that most of us can't.
There is some data out there that suggests that pilots have very different brains for processing information, and multitasking may just be a special case of information processing.
You start out just in flight training learning those basics. Then you get into flying formation, just the basic things of flying formation. And through all that, you're also adding the communication, so hearing and communicating, both externally to the air traffic control centers and systems and the towers, as well as to your flight leads and your wingmen, etc. So we have a lot of audio cues that go on with different frequencies and different tones. At the same time, we have visual sensors in the aircraft that we have to manage, radars, moving map displays. We also have threat warning systems. And throughout all of this, we have what I call it the sixth sense, or the seat of the pants.
So some of our unique human qualities are really quite extraordinary, and when we look at that from a scientific perspective, we really don't understand the innate mechanisms that impact our ability to think and feel in different ways. We're trying to understand which part of it might be genetics and how that will inform our ability to understand those uniquely human characteristics of thought and emotion.
To qualify as a supertasker, rather than acing a single definitive test, supertaskers are revealed by their ability to perform at a high level on test after test after test.
Some people won't do very well, but lots of people will do very well.
This study may uncover some fascinating links between behavior and genes, and start us down the road to understanding how complex and seemingly unrelated factors like multitasking skills, profession, choices, and identity all tie together. We hope you'll join us in this exploration.
We're really excited to participate in the Leonardo project. This allows us to look at the broader population, much larger groups of people. We're likely to find much bigger differences in genetic variation, and also much bigger differences in terms of people's ability to multitask.
The fact that it's ongoing is very exciting, and the ability to kind of have people in the public kind of volunteer their time while they're at this exhibit is, for me personally, is very meaningful, and I'm very appreciative.
So while we scientists have made great strides in understanding the neurophysiology of the brain, much less is known about the underlying genetics of this physiology, and this is an attempt to really understand what pathways and what genes are involved.
We're really trying something very new and very exciting, and it's our hope that we'll break some new scientific ground, but also learn and advance our understanding of science and your participation in it, and what it can tell us about our particular uniquely human characteristics.
By studying genetics, we can begin to map the different tides acting upon us. By understanding these influences, by understanding what makes you, you, we can give each of you more knowledge to make your own decisions, to chart your own course based upon this understanding.